Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well today.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Same to you.
Thank you. So let's see. You all just let me know when you're ready to get started.
ACDC is ready, Your Honor, with position under probation revocation. Position 1, Mr. Willett.
Yes, do we have, good morning, Ms. Harris, Officer Harris. Good morning, Mr. Willett. This is the probation revocation calendar. I'm Judge Eric Mora. We're doing this by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. And you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Officer Harris. And this is your case, Mr. Dones?
Yes, Your Honor, this is my case.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Willett was sentenced to probation on April 5th, 2017 to 12 months to complete the 24-week domestic violence classes. Mr. Willett only reported to our office twice, and he never provided proof that he's completed the classes. As of today, Mr. Willett only has 4 months remaining on his case. Probation recommendation is to credit for time served. I think it's 60 days, and to close his case.
Mr. Dones?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding. I communicated that to Mr. Wilhite, and we're prepared to go forward with the recommendation.
And is there a reason that nothing was completed, Mr. Dones?
Housing issues, but I provided Mr. Wilhite with resources to help him get back on his feet, is my understanding.
Okay, all right. Given that he's been in custody for over appears to be over 60 days, I will follow the probation recommendation. Good luck to you, Mr. Willett.
Thank you, sir. You have a blessed day.
You do the same.
That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day. Thank you.
You too.
Next, we have Mr. Nims.
Say it again.
Mr. Nims, position number 9.
Number 9, okay. This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Nims. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good.
Good. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 136 days. credit for time served 68 days, balance probated, a 6-week anger management course, and to stay away from Jessica Givens. And the address of 3273 Sim Street.
Okay, Mr. Dutters?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer. I would request the court to waive Mr. Nim's probation fee so he can get back on his feet. And if there's any objection, switching him over to non-reporting status upon completion of conditions. When Mr. Nims is released, he will be headed into PAD on a separate matter. And once he's back on his feet, he would just ask the court to assist him with the probation fees.
Okay. Mr. Nims, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001758F, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery and theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Nims. I will waive 3 months of probation fees to help you get and stay on your feet. That should give you enough time to either get a job or complete the 6 weeks of anger management. And once you do complete the anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you don't have to report, okay?
I appreciate that.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Nims.
All right, thanks.
Position 4, Dewberry.
Okay, it's my understanding this is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor. The only issue, I believe, is jail time, and we would request to enter a no-low plea.
Good morning, Mr. Newberry. I'm Judge Eric Martin. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Blackley Chester. Can you give me Mr. Dewberry's history, please?
Good morning, Judge. The defendant has 2 cycles, but has no convictions and nothing.
I'm sorry. There was some chatter.
we'll see what's next. I'll take a picture.
Oh, he has 2 cycles, but no convictions.
Okay.
And there's nothing.
Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 8 days, balance probated, an 8-week anger management course, and to stay away from Grady Hospital unless there's a medical emergency, Your Honor.
Can you tell me the facts given? at
Yes.
the time?
So this incident occurred on March 12th at Grady Hospital. While at the hospital, Miss Lavika Perryman, she was trying to triage the defendant and like get his vital signs and everything going, and the defendant wouldn't stop moving. And then he punched Miss Perryman in her breast area. And later the defendant was discharged, but then he returned to the hospital and he was harassing the staff and nurses there, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Dutters? You're on mute.
My apologies, Your Honor. Thank you for catching that. As stated, our only issue is the jail time. We would ask for Mr. Dewberry to serve 16 days with credit for the 8 days already served. We're fine with all of the conditions. We want Mr. Dewberry to have the opportunity to get a jump start on the 8 weeks of anger management and getting everything back on track. I'm not sure what interest would be served by an additional 7 days in custody. After speaking with Mr. Dewberry regarding this incident, it became clear that during the incident, he was not on his medication, and since then he has been on his medication, and he's clear on the importance of staying on his medication and understanding that, you know, what happened is not okay. And so going forward, I think the 8 weeks of anger management will assist him. But, you know, he is worried. It took him a couple of days to receive his medication in jail, and he's worried that, you know, any other lapse might lead to further lapses or episodes. So we would ask for him to be just get credit for time served, so we can ensure that he stays on his medication and can do all the conditions that the state has asked. And additionally, we're asking for the NOLO, as Mr. Dewberry has not used his NOLO, not in the last 5 years, not ever. And as stated, there are, you know, no prior convictions. We would request that NOLO.
Okay, anything further, Ms. Bickerstaff?
No, Your Honor.
All right, given the circumstances and that he doesn't have any prior convictions, I'm going to allow him to use his NOLO. And I'm also going to give him time served, okay? Mr. Dewberry, good morning. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Have we all, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Dewberry, it's my understanding that you wish in case 23 CR 001757C to plead NOLO to simple battery and one additional misdemeanor offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading NOLO to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No, sir.
We'll accept the NOLO, please. Mr. Dewberry, the sentence is going to be 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 8 days, balance probated, an 8-week anger management course. Stay away from Grady unless you're seeking medical treatment, and you're to stay on any prescription medications, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Dewberry.
Thank you, sir.
Position 6, Johnson.
This is a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Yes, so the state's offer is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, balance probated, an anti-theft course, and to stay away from 408 South Atlanta Street, unit 150 in Roswell, Georgia.
Mr. Dodes.
Yes, Your Honor. That's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID. Mr. Johnson has indicated to me that he will have issues related to housing when he's released. So I'm going to provide him with some social working paperwork to hopefully help him get back on his feet. So we would request the court to waive his probation fees, and if there's no objection, to switch him to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
Okay, I will allow him to go non-reporting once he completes the anti-theft course. It's my understanding that if he gets that done within the first 30 days, there are not going to be any probation fees. So I think that he should be able to do that short course within that time period. Mr. Johnson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001519D, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and if by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does anyone force or coerce you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Johnson. Once you complete the anti-theft course, the probation will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Can she, give the address one more time?
Ms. Bickerstaff, can you give the, I've got 408 South Atlanta Street, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And it's unit 150.
Say it again.
It's unit 150.
Okay, unit 150. Mr. Douglas, before you,
My apologies, Your Honor.
no, you're fine. I just wanted to go back to Mr. Dewberry. I don't believe I said that, once he completes the anger, management, that it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
So I'll make a note that, that'll go non-reporting. Can we make that note on Mr. Dewberry, position 4? Who do we have next?
This is position 16 through 21 and add on 1, Mr. Culver.
So,
Your Honor, my client agrees with what I told him the state recommendation was, which was to go ahead and finish up in the competency area and get an evaluation. We'd like to go forward in that area. Just to make sure, we've asked, I've talked to somebody in my office and we've asked for us to have a social worker here to talk to him and make sure that that's the right course for now.
okay, so you want to put him on a competency calendar?
Let's put him on a competency calendar or whichever is the court's pleasure. We could reset it a week, but I think going ahead and going to the competency calendar would be fine.
Mr. Walker, good morning again.
Your Honor.
Any objection to any of that?
No, it was the state's suggestion for him to be placed on the competency evaluation. I think he had 6 cases on today's calendar, so going through the reports, there's some concern with competency, so I think that's the best route.
Okay. Which competency calendar would you like to place him on?
Next Thursday.
Okay. Is that fine with you, Mr. McLean?
That works.
Okay, so we'll put Mr. Tarver on next Thursday's competency calendar, and that's April
6th, I believe.
Excuse me.
He wants someone to explain to him what is the competency calendar is.
I will come after court. I can come to him and explain all.
All right.
okay?
Right.
We'll see you back next week, Mr. Tarver. Who do we have next?
Position 7, Jules.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Jules. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. What are we going to do with Mr. Jules this morning, Mr. Bettis?
Yes, Your Honor. This will be a negotiated plea for this case. I will note that this case was transferred down from Superior Court, and looking at Odyssey, I still see it looks like they declined to prosecute the felonies, but that is still listed on his booking number. So I just want to confirm that if we go forward and take care of this entire case, will that I guess, will that felony not keep holding him?
That's no change.
I hear that's a no.
Okay. Just want to confirm.
Okay,
And this will be a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
all right. Mr. Jules, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 194 days. Credit for time served, 97 days, balance probated in SDET. No further contact with Thais Hancock, that's TYESE Hancock, HANCOCK, and a stay away from Up on the Roof. And that address is 33 South Main Street, Alpharetta, Georgia.
Yes, Mr. Daniels.
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer. We do stipulate the factual basis, venue, and ID. I will note that Mr. Jules has been in custody for 97 days, and he's not sure if he'll have a job waiting for him. And I know he's hoping his sister will open her home to him, but he would request this court to waive his probation fees, and upon completion of the SDET program, switch him over to non-reporting status.
Any objection to non-reporting, Ms. Bickerstaff?
No objection.
Mr. Jules, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001648J, you wish to plead guilty to simple assault and one additional misdemeanor offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, I am, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah, I understand that, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? No one has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Jules. I will also waive 3 months of your probation fees. That should give you enough time to get a job. And once you complete the terms, it will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Position 15, Sterling.
It's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay.
All that is said, I'll let it represent myself.
Okay.
From my understanding, I had a trespassing and assault and battery charge. From my understanding, the assault and battery charge got dropped. And you never charged me on trespassing, y'all dropped the trespassing. So I don't know what I'm in jail for.
Okay, hold on a moment, Mr. Sterling. Let me I just say that this is a state all-purpose calendar. We're conducting it by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Sterling, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We have provided you with the assistance of a public defender this morning. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed without the assistance of the public defender.
Yes.
Is that right? All right, and so you have been charged, Mr. Sterling, in case 23 CR 001464J with criminal trespass and simple battery. Mr. Sterling was under the belief that the simple battery was being dismissed. Is that the case, Mr. Walker?
That is not the case, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Sterling, the state is continuing to charge you with criminal trespass and simple battery. It's my understanding that they are making an offer in this case with 12 months to serve 36 days, credit for time served 18 days, the balance probated, a stay away, and and anger management in the case. Is that the offer, Mr. Walker?
That should be 6 weeks anger management, Your Honor.
Okay, so 6 weeks of anger management. Do you understand that offer, Mr. Sterling?
No, I don't. I would like to write to a trial and,
Okay, and that is your right, Mr. Sterling. So what I'll do is, it's my understanding that you wish to plead not guilty to both these charges today.
not guilty to a 12 month on my first assault battery charge for, when there's obviously on camera that I was wrongly,
Okay, so is there any reason that you don't, because if you, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to plead not guilty, Mr. Sterling. If you do that, your case is going to be returned to a division judge and you're gonna get notification of your next hearing date,
I
okay?
would like to see the notes on my public defender, because I don't have any notes, I don't have any paperwork, I don't have nothing. But
Okay, well-
an assault battery charge, and so what I understand was missed the first time I was here.
Hold on, Mr. Sterling. Let me just say to you that it would be helpful for you to be assisted by a lawyer. They will be able to help you get all those documents and things that you want to see. It's gonna be more difficult for you to do what you're seeking if you're in custody. So are you sure that you don't want to seek the advice of one of the counsel that's seated there next to you today?
My understanding was I was also in a public place. I probably shouldn't have even been arrested. I should have been escorted out of the public place. That was in a public area.
Okay, so you have the right to mount your defense, Mr. Sterling, but you're gonna have to do that at a later time, okay? So today's purpose is to, if you're pleading not guilty to these charges, then your case is gonna be returned to the division judge. You understand that?
How long is that gonna take? Because I'm not supposed to even be in jail.
Well, it'll take as long as it takes to get on another calendar. So that I don't know. You would be leaving, this state all-purpose calendar and return to a division judge, okay? So what they're offering you today would be a time served plea, and you'd be getting out of custody today, and you'd be placed on probation for the remainder of the time. It's your right to have a jury trial, and if you would like to have a jury trial on these, I'm happy to give you that opportunity. But I would highly encourage you to utilize the public defenders that are there to help you, okay?
If I'm being released today, then I'm okay with that.
I'm sorry, say it again, sir?
If I'm being released today, I'm okay, but I don't know what condition.
I'm sorry, I still can't hear you.
Yes.
All right, I think what I want to do in this case,
If I'm being released today, then I agree. I just need to understand.
okay. Do you want, would you allow Mr. McLean there to explain to you what's entailed with the probation and what's entailed with the plea, if you entered into a plea today?
Yeah, I would like to understand the probation.
Say it again for me.
I would like to understand the terms.
Okay, and I'm asking you if you will allow Mr. McLean there to explain it to you.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. McLean, if you would help the court and just explain to him, we can come back to him at another time if you'll take just a moment to let him know what the plea would entail.
Be
And
glad to do so, Your Honor. Yes, I thought he understood it last night, but we'll go over that again.
okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. McLean. So let's come back to Mr. Sterling and go on to the next person, maybe someone that Mr. Dodos has while Mr. McLean speaks with Mr. Sterling. Okay, thank you.
Oh, Your Honor, can we hold off on that for 1 second? Because the next person that's up is Mr. McLean's client, and his wife is here.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's say I'm blue chair back there. And it should be 4 North.
Okay. For North, are you with me?
4 North is Mr. McLean's client.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll take for North now. Who do we
Your
have?
Honor, yesterday afternoon, I was able to convey the state's offer to him and he wanted to think it over, and that's why we put it down as defendant will announce.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the position.
Okay, right, yes, I don't know who this is.
Position number 23.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So this is Mr. Williams. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Did you understand, Mr. McLean's request? Apparently you were gonna think it over whether you want to accept the offer or not. Can you hear me, Mr. Williams?
I understand the offer.
Okay. He says he doesn't understand the offer, Mr. McLean. Can we call, for North and again, have you explain what the offer is to Mr. Williams? Did you hear me, Mr. McLean?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could you say again?
Mr. Williams says that he doesn't understand the offer, so I think that you may need to call him and explain what the offer is again.
If he'll call, if the floor will call extension 2392, I'll be glad to go over that again.
Okay. For North, did you get that? It appears that we don't have anyone at 4 North right now.
Your Honor, execution is ready. The position 10 and 11, Ms. Nolte, Gail Nolte.
Okay. So ACDC, tell me again, I didn't hear you. Who do we have?
Position 10 and 11, Ms. Gail Nolte.
That is a negotiated plea.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Knowlton. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve on position 10, the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 74 days, credit for time served, 37 days, balance suspended, and a stay away order for the address. Get it really quickly. I'm sorry.
30 Alabama, 5 Points Smart Station.
Yes, 30 Alabama Street, 5 Points MARTA Station. Thank you. And then for position 11, we're gonna know pros.
Okay, so the certain acts on the bus rail station prohibited, that's gonna be no pros?
No, Your Honor. That is the 12 months to serve, 34 days. Credit for time served, yes.
Okay, so she's pleading guilty to both possession and use of drug-related objects and certain acts prohibited on a rail station. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, my client stipulates to venue identification on a factual basis and asks the court to accept her negotiated plea of guilty as laid out by the state under those negotiated terms.
Okay. Ms. Knowlton, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 007398F, you wish to plead guilty to possession and use of drug-related objects and certain acts on a bus rail station prohibited. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Your Honor, no.
You, have been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Your Honor, yeah.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
What now?
You don't want a jury trial, do you?
Your Honor, no.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Force me to plead guilty.
Nobody's forced you to plead guilty, have they?
No, sir.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. Knowlton. Good luck to you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to meet you, Ms. Melvin.
Position 2 and 3, Ms. Bailey Brown.
Say it again. You're a bit muffled, Officer Milton.
Position 2 and 3, Bailey Brown.
Okay.
And Your Honor, this is my case. If 4 North could give McLean a call in courtroom 2 now. Additionally, in the chat, I noted we do need an interpreter for the add-on calendar positions 2 through 5. So I just wanted to check in on that.
Okay. Do we have an interpreter that's going to join us this morning?
Send it to Andrew.
Okay, Mr. Jordan's going to check.
Okay, I know we requested it and this was reset Thursday because the interpreter couldn't be with us, so we.
Okay. All right, and so you are representing Ms. Bailey Brown, Mr. Dotis?
I'm here if needed, but Miss Bailey Brown, after discussing her case with her yesterday, indicated she wanted to proceed pro se.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Bailey Brown. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? I'm speaking to you, Ms. Bailey Brown. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, we're doing this by video. Is that okay with you?
yes.
All right, Ms. Bailey Brown, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We have offered you the assistance of the public defender today to represent you. It's my understanding that you do not wish to utilize the public defender services. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there a reason that you don't want to utilize their services?
When am I allowed to explain? When I first I was scheduled,
Hold on, Ms. Bailey Brown. I don't want you to say anything that could hurt your case. I just don't understand why you would not want to utilize a public defender to help you with these charges today. You're charged with in case 22 CR 003071Y with criminal trespass, and the state is going to offer 12 months to serve, 52 days, credit for time served, 26 days, stay away, and the balance would be suspended, which would mean that you this is a time served plea. On the other charge of failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge, they're going to null process that charge if you plead guilty to the criminal trespass. I guess my question to you is, would you like the assistance of Mr. Dodez? And if you don't wish to have Mr. Dodez's assistance, do you wish to enter a not guilty plea, or do you wish to plead guilty today?
can he assist me from right there?
Yes, that's him in courtroom too. And I'm happy to let you have some time to talk with him this morning if you like.
I guess I'm not understanding exactly what you're saying. I have to plead.
No, you don't have to do anything. Today is if you wish to plead guilty. Well, let me just first of all say, I'm willing to give you the opportunity to speak with a lawyer to assist you.
Am I not able to get a signature bond?
I don't know. If you don't have, apparently you failed to appear at some other time. If you want to talk with Mr. Dodez about the possibility of getting a signature bond, he would be able to assist you with that.
Can I not speak with you about that?
Okay, but I'm not representing you. I will make the decision.
I do not want him to represent me.
Okay, so let me do this then. Ms. Bickerstaff, can you can you let the court know what is involved with the criminal trespass and with the failure to appear?
Yes. So this incident happened May 18th of last year, 2022. And this is where the defendant entered it's called a towing lot. And she was there. While she was there, she wanted the staff to jump her car. Employees at the towing lot told the defendant that the defendant could not leave with the vehicle because it was damaged to the point where it was considered towed. And that she would have to pay another party to get her car out of the parking lot, the tow parking lot. The defendant refused to leave the premises. And then when officers arrived and told the defendant to leave, she continued to refuse to leave the towing parking lot, Your Honor.
Okay, and did she fail to miss a court date?
Yes, I'm trying to look that up really quickly.
And would you tell me what the bond was? Do we have the bond?
Yes, sir. Let's see.
Oh. Yeah, for the FTA or her initial bond, Judge? Maybe it doesn't say on it.
It's $2,000 surety for the fee to appear.
And whose court was that in?
Judge.
Judge
Edie.
Edie? And when was that?
FTA thing.
Looks like January 17th.
January.
17th, this looked like that was today, her court day.
Yes.
Okay, and what was the bond prior to the failure to appear? She was out on a signature bond
$1,000 signature bond through the jail.
issued by who?
When was the judgment?
The date on that FTA was March 3rd.
It was Judge Graves.
Okay. So I'm being told that Ms. Bailey Brown was initially given a signature bond, that she failed to appear in Judge Edie's court in January, and that as such, because of the failure to appear, she's now, there's a $2,000 good bond. Okay.
Am I able to speak?
Again, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you, Ms. Bailey.
The criminal trespassing charge that you brought up, I had already paid to get my car out of the impound lot.
Okay, they are charging you with criminal trespass, Ms. Bailey Brown. So we're here to address that criminal trespass. At the present time, you have a $2,000 good bond because you were initially given a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. You failed to appear for your court date, and
I'm not a resident of Atlanta. So you guys sent me, I have court in Ohio where I'm from. So you guys sent me 2 court dates at the same time. When I was able to make it back down here after I got another car, I got another car in November of 2022. I came back down here and I got arrested in January 2020, January 23rd, 2023. I guess you guys had a bench warrant on me for the failure to appear, but as far as my address you guys sent to me in Ohio for the appearance to come to court, I received it, and the only reason why I'm in jail now is off of a transfer from Monroe County. If I'm able to be released on the signature bond, I can take myself back to court, but you guys aren't giving me any time in the court system at all to do anything in my life.
Okay, so what I'm gonna, so there's a $2,000 good bond that's surety bond that's in place that was issued by Judge Edie. I'm going to, it appears to me that you wish to plead not guilty, maintain a not guilty plea to the criminal trespass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this case returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. The $2,000 good bond is going to remain in place.
So no signature bond.
You had a signature bond to begin with.
It was an OR bond. Is an OR bond and a signature bond the same thing?
Yes, you didn't have to pay any money to get yourself out, did you?
No, so the signature bond is so that I don't have to sit in jail continuously.
Okay, you're gonna have to go back to Judge Edie's courtroom and see if he'll give you a signature bond. I'm not gonna give you a signature bond on this case. I'm gonna maintain the $2,000 good bond that is currently in place, okay? So that's what we're gonna do today, Miss Baby Brown. You have a good day, ma'am. Who do we have next?
Position number 23.
And what's the announcement for Warren Williams? I'm sorry, this, were you able to talk with, is this, are we at 4 North now?
Yes, 4 North.
This is Warren Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, we were able to talk. He declines the offer and he's asking the court for a reset. I explained to him, I asked him, what kind of reset? Reset to this calendar or reset to a trial calendar? I get the impression that a reset to this calendar would be okay with him. Maybe he's going to think about it some more, but maybe not. But he does, I think, have a greater understanding of the offer, but he is not happy with it, which of course is his right, as I explained to him.
Okay, so good morning again, Mr. Williams. Let's see, this is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes? Can you speak up for me?
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that for the purposes of today, you wish to plead not guilty to these 2 battery family violence charges. Is that correct?
I reset. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you can be reset, do you want to be reset to my calendar? Do you just need some more time to consider it? And if
Yes.
that's the case, I can reset you for next Tuesday so that you can have more additional time to talk with Mr. McLean. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't we do that? So I'm going to reset you 1 week. What is next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
It's the April the 4th? No, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
It's the 4th, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Williams, I'm going to reset you for April 4th, which is next week. You'll come back to see me next week, and we'll see what you want to do at that point in time, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I'll be off next week. That's fine. Somebody will talk to him.
Okay, all right. See you next week, Mr. Williams.
Position 22, Mr. Walton.
This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Mr. Walton tells me he understands the terms and is accepting of them. So he's asking me to do a negotiated plea.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Walton. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Walton. Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 180 days, 180 days, credit for time served, 68 days, balance probated with the conditions of SDET course, no further contact with the victim, Shania Ringer, and to stay away from the incident location. It's the Audis located at 4670 State Route 138 in Union City, Georgia.
Yes, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor. He understands to stay away from that store. He understands exactly where it is and he will stay away from it. Be on probation, be required to do the SDET, which I explained to him can be pretty expensive unless he's already hooked up with the health system, in which case he may be able to take care of it that way through existing treatments. So he asks the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty, and he stipulates the venue, factual basis, and identification.
Okay. Mr. Walton, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001167F, you wish to plead guilty to one misdemeanor offense, is that correct?
Yes.
Were you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Is there any objection to the probation going on reporting when he completes the terms?
No objection, Your Honor.
So as soon as you complete the terms of the probation, Mr. Walton, the probation is going to go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get this done, the sooner you don't have to report to probation, okay?
So I get out today?
No, that's, it will be calculated at half of 180, assuming good behavior, which I believe you have. Half of 180 is 90. You subtract 68 from 90, and the resulting answer is, I believe, 22. 22 days.
So I got 22 days left?
Right. Remember how we talked about how 22 days was
Yeah.
exactly 3 weeks plus a day.
Okay.
3 weeks and 3 weeks in a day, you should be on probation and walking out the door to start your probation.
All right, well, I'll get some paperwork to let me know what to do.
We can bring you paperwork, yes.
All right.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Walton.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
The only one we have, Judge, left in courtroom 2 is going to be the Spanish interpreter case. Add-on position 2.
It's 2 through 5, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And have we tracked down an interpreter?
It was supposed to be Adriana Chauncey. She said she was here, but I didn't see her last one.
Okay.
I'll really call her.
We're still trying to get Ms. Chauncey on the line, so is there anyone else we can go to that's not in courtroom 2?
Your Honor, I did have one more client on the add-on calendar from ACDC, but I think the screen went black. It was position 6 and 7. Miss Charmaine Wright.
Okay. We'll see if we can get them back on the line. What about position number 1, Mr. Dotis?
Yes, position number 1, I believe, is going to need to be moved to competency.
So you want to put him on a competency calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which,
Position 1, he also was on the main SAP calendar, and his other cases were already reset. That was the defendant who had like 5 cases.
No, that's for the add-on. That's Mr. Tarver. This is Mr. George Alston. This is for the normal calendar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay, which competency calendar would you like him to go on?
If there's room on the 4-6 one, that would be fine.
Okay.
I'll have the paperwork sent out shortly.
And so we'll put him on 4-6. Good morning, Ms. McLeod.
Good morning, Your Honor. I was here for Mr. Sands at position 12, but apparently he's not here. Samuel Sands?
We'll see if we can round him up also. Are we gonna have Mr. Sams present?
Okay.
The state has an offer, Your Honor, but it's not a time-served offer. So if the court doesn't mind, we can have it reset until next week. And that will give me a chance to go down to the jail because I'm going down there tomorrow evening.
Okay, so we'll reset Mr. Sands until next Tuesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, that's 4-4. Let's see. Are you position 13 also, Ms. McLeod? Christopher Savage?
Yes, Your Honor, but he's out on bond.
Oh, he was released? Okay. All right, do you have any other cases?
I
Ms.
do not, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, before Ms. McLeod signs off, we do have someone on the DV bench warrant calendar that does need conflict counsel. I sent an email out. I don't know if Ms. McLeod is going to be handling that or if it's someone else.
That is at 11, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I will log on for that.
Okay, let's see, which position is that? Mr. Douglas?
It is, I believe, position 2. One moment.
Do you have the bench warrant calendar, Ms. McLeod?
No, Your Honor, but I do have the name of the individual who's going to come on at 11.
Okay. And
Yeah,
that's
position number 12, if you need to do him, Mr. McLeod.
I'm sorry?
Position number 12,
He's available?
yes, we're right here on 3 South.
Mr. Sands, okay, great.
okay, so you want to speak to him, Ms.
I
McLeod?
do, Your Honor.
Okay, so if can we have Ms. McLeod call 3 South?
Can we do a breakout? Because
Okay.
there's
Yeah,
no
that's-
phone up here.
Okay, that's fine. Can we put Ms. McLeod and 3 South into a breakout room, please? And for position number 14, I've got down that he's loaned out to Grady. Do we need to reset that case?
That was Attorney McLean's. I don't know if I believe that needs to be a reset though based on his announcement.
Yes, he is a loan out to Grady, Judge.
Okay. So we'll reset him for next Tuesday also. If that's all right with Mr. McLean when he comes back. Mr. Douglas, what about position number 5, James Gray?
Yes, Your Honor, that's going to be a negotiated plea. I think we're waiting for jail staff to,
Okay,
is my understanding. Position 8 will be a waiver of presence and arraignment.
and you'll get that waiver to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yes, Ms. McLeod.
Your Honor, my client will need to be arraigned.
Okay. So this is position
12.
number 12, Mr. Sands. Good morning, Mr. Sands. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I do.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Sands. You have been charged in case 23 CR 001429F with one misdemeanor offense. This charge carries a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. McLeod?
I do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Sands? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Stand by, we got 2 other inmates coming from 3 North. They should be coming in shortly.
Your Honor, may I be excused? I can log on for the 11 o'clock calendar.
Okay, do you have Mr. Ludke's contact information, Ms. McLeod? For the 11
Mr.
o'clock?
Samuel, Mr.
Stephen?
Sands, Your Honor?
I've got the DV bench warrant calendar. It's a LUDKE for the 11 o'clock calendar.
No, I do not have his contact information, Your Honor. I just had his name.
Okay, do you have the contact information, Mr. Dodos?
Yes, Your Honor, I've sent it to Ms. McLeod, so it should be in her email.
Okay, I will definitely take a look at it and try to, okay.
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind speaking with him prior to the calendar.
I will do that, Your Honor. And then I will log on at 11. Is the calendar at 11? Okay.
Yes, I'll see you back at 11. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Mr. Gardens.
Yes, Your Honor.
For position number 1, I'm told that the competency calendar for the 6th is completely full. So we're going to reset Mr. Alston for the 13th.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 5.
Number 5.
Position number 1 is gonna be a reset.
Yes, he's going to be reset to the competency calendar on 4/13. And who do we have in 3 South now?
Position number 5 was,
Mr. Gray?
yeah, great, I'm sorry.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Gray. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you hear me, Mr. Gray?
Yes, sir.
And you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Gray. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 365 days. Credit for time served, 365 days, balance suspended, in a stay away order from the New Orleans Seafood Market, which is addressed at 585 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard.
Okay. Mr. Dodos?
Yes, Your Honor, I communicated that to Mr. Gray. And we're prepared to go forward with the negotiated offer and stipulates the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Gray, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001646C, that you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, and I'm not going back on the street to smoke no dope. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. I just wanna go home and see my daughter.
Okay. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
You don't want a jury trial, do you?
I don't want that.
Okay, so, okay, you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up that right to a jury trial, right?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to plead guilty? Nobody's forced you to plead guilty.
No.
All right, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Gray. Good luck to you.
Can 3 be excused, Judge?
Yes, I believe that, have we gotten all your clients, Mr. Douglas?
That's all I have, Your Honor. I'm just waiting for one more from APDC.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. We appreciate it.
Recess for 19. 17, 16.
Hey, Judge, can we go back to, position 15, Mr. Sterling?
Okay. Yes.
I don't want to take speak, I don't know. But if I speak to you, do I have to, like, say, think for myself? Okay.
Your Honor, I've spoken to Mr. Williams' spouse, so I'm free to speak to Mr. Sterling now. If we could have a few minutes, we'll finish that up.
Okay, you're fine. So I guess the court will be in recess until someone comes back. Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Hope you're well today.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you. You too.
Let's see, Mr. Douglas, are you gonna need to speak with your client?
Apologies, Your Honor, we were on mute. That'll be McLean's client.
Mr. McLean, are you gonna need to speak in private with,
No,
Interpreter.
Mr. Vasquez, with the interpreting case, Your Honor,
Yes,
I will be able to speak, either in private here. I think we're down to our last defendant in the courtroom other than Mr. Vasquez.
okay, so I'm happy to put you into a breakout room with the interpreter when Mr. Vasquez is.
That'd be great.
Okay, and who do you have there beside you
And
now?
of course, this is Mr. Sterling who wanted to have a question answered for him. He, I believe he's still in the status of wanting to be pro se, but I was able to discuss with him some questions that he had. And he has a question for Your Honor as well.
Okay, Mr. Sterling, again, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. What is it that you would like to ask the court?
The first time I was here on trial, I had a $50 bill. I want to know what happened to that $50 bill. One of mine turned into a $1,000 bill.
That I don't know, sir.
He's referring to the bond amount, Your Honor.
That I don't, I can't answer that question, Mr. Sterling. Any other questions?
You can't answer the question of why my
I can't answer because I don't know.
dollars.
Once upon a time, you're saying that you had a better bond situation than you have today, and we don't know the answer to the question of why. We really don't know why. We could take some guesses, but we don't know.
Mr. McLean, do you think that we need a social worker visit?
And we can, Your Honor, we could be standby if he wants to take it to trial per se. We could be standby counsel.
I want to also advise, like the last trial I had, that the video cams and the red video will be released or seen or provided in any type of way and manner.
Mr. McLean, my question to you was, do you think that we need a social worker visit?
Yes, Your Honor, we've talked with social worker when I had my conversation with them. I think additional social worker visits would be a good idea.
Okay.
No, I'm not homeless. I'm actually a South Carolina resident. My birthday was March 7th, and that's the reason why I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. I want a social worker visit just to be comfortable to know if he is competent to move forward. So I'm going to reset this for next Tuesday. And if you could have the social worker respond to that request by that time.
Right, and we've got them right here, and we will do that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So we'll reset until next Tuesday.
Oh, and I'll probably somebody else, if I'm on vacation next week, I believe somebody else will handle it, but that'll be fine.
Okay, thank you. And where is Mr. Vasquez?
Let's see, Mr. Vasquez was in the back of the courtroom. North, can we get Vasquez back in here for the breakout? Can we have Vasquez back in for the breakout? Okay, it's bathroom break, Your Honor. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, why don't we just go ahead and place you all into that breakout room so that you can start as soon as he gets back. So if we can put Madam Interpreter in courtroom 2 into a breakout room.
Thank you.
Okay. And court will be in recess until we return.
Mr. Dodas? Your Honor?
Yes, Officer Melton, they are in a breakout room in court, room 2 right now. So who do we have?
This is position number 6, Charmaine Wright, and I apologize, Your Honor.
Oh, that's no problem. We were holding anyway, so, we will address, her as soon as Mr. Dodas comes out of the breakout room, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Dodas, this is your client?
Good afternoon. Yes, I saw her on my Zoom laptop, and while they're using the breakout room, I stepped out.
Okay. And, so this is, Charmaine, right? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are we doing with Ms. Wright today?
Yes, Your Honor. On position 6 on the add-on calendar, we're going to waive arraignment and request reset for a jury trial. On position 7, which is the failure to appear for fingerprintable charge, I did speak with Ms. Wright, and I did tell her all of the options that might happen today, but we are going to request to either set aside the FTA or, if possible, address bond. I sent thanks to ASG Walker regarding issues with the where her mail was being sent. The court system left off the apartment number. They had the correct address, but it did not have the correct apartment or have any apartment number, which is why her address was listed as undeliverable. And she does have family support, Miss Tamika McGee, who I believe popped on a second ago, who I've been in contact with. And so we would ask this court to allow us the opportunity to be heard and have the chance to either set that aside or address bond.
Okay, Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. I am looking for the bond amount on the first bond. It looked like she FTA on January 18th of this year in Judge Dixon's court. I'm just looking for the bond amount.
5,000 cash.
5,000
It's
cash.
yes, it's a $5,000 cash bond. And Your Honor, it's the defendant's responsibility to update their address. So we're not gonna set aside the FTA, the order.
What address do you have that the notice was sent to, Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. The address. I have 3100 Gabi Road, Atlanta, Georgia.
And
Mr.
Your Honor,
Dennis?
that's the issue. That is an apartment complex. And so at the end of it, it should be apartment 10-N. And I looked at where the court was sending her mail, and the return to senders lists the correct address at 3100 Godby Road, but there's no apartment.
Okay. And has that been updated in the system, Mr. Dotis?
I
Okay,
believe it has been updated.
okay. And given that I understand the state's position that it's her responsibility to update the address. It appears that this was just a mistake. As such, I will set aside and if you can prepare that, Mr. Dotis.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll have that.
Let me give you, Ms. Wright, because it appears that we did not have your full address, I'm going to give you this one opportunity to get out this time. But if you fail to appear another time, then excuse me, you won't be given the same opportunity. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything further for Ms. Wright?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you. And Ms. McGee, while I have you, as soon as I get out of court, I will give you a call to explain things further, okay?
All right. You all have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll be in recess until courtroom 2 comes back.
Your Honor,
Yes.
hey, thank you so much. This is Tamiko McGee. This is her older sister.
Okay.
I really appreciate you doing this for her. She's been in her apartment for 5 years, so she has never relocated. And just like the prosecutor said, that her apartment number was left off, and I really appreciate it. Her and my aunt have been trying to work with her to help her while she's in there, and we're just gonna make sure that she's on point and she gets
Okay.
what she needs to get. So I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. Let's just make sure she doesn't miss another court date.
That's
okay?
what I'm saying. We're gonna make
Okay.
sure. We're gonna tie her by the neck and bring her in there if we have to.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate
Okay.
you being here today. Have a good
All
day.
right. Bye-bye.
Hey. Thank you, Mika.
Hey. Hey, so they keep muting it. They keep the prosecutor.
So you're gonna have to have that conversation with her off the calendar.
Thank you for muting them.
Okay, let's.
Yes, Mr. McLean. You're on mute.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have explained to Mr. Vasquez Laura that the state has made him an offer in the alternative. I've described both those alternatives to him. He is innocent and wishes a jury trial, Your Honor. He has a bond request. He is going to ask the court, if the court would like for him to give reasons why he would like the court to lower his bond.
Yo he explicado al señor Vázquez el convenio declaratorio de la Fiscalía y también él podría explicarle, si usted gusta, por qué él no compareció en su última cita ante el tribunal.
What court date did he miss, Mr. Walker?
¿Cuál fue la fecha, señor?
Yes, Your Honor, he missed a plea and arraignment in front of Judge Edie on December 13th of last year. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Él no se presentó ante una audiencia ante el juez Edie el 13 de diciembre del año pasado.
On his first case, Judge Edie issued a $5,000 cash bond. On the second one, it was a $6,000 cash.
En el primer caso, el juez Edie dio una fianza de $5,000 en efectivo y en el segundo caso de $6,000 en efectivo.
And as you know, Mr. McLean, it's this court's practice that if another judge issues a bond for failure to appear, that I send it back to the division judge for modification of that bond.
Understood, Your Honor. I think we've had a good discussion of at least the factors of it. He will hopefully be prepared to argue his case for that.
También este caso, cuando ha habido una decisión de un juez, se le debe enviar de nuevo a ese departamento para que hayan modificaciones. Su abogado dijo que ya hemos hablado de ese tema y está entendido.
I'm sorry, Mr. McLean, I didn't understand what you said.
I was saying to him that I understand the court's policy, and I'm telling Mr. Vasquez Laura to be sure to speak to Judge Edie about the very factors that would justify what he wants when he does see Judge Edie.
Lo que dije es que entiendo la política, la póliza del juez, y le he explicado al señor Vázquez Lara que debe darle una explicación al juez Edie de el por qué no se presentó.
So I'm going to give him some information. I think we've had a very fruitful exchange of information.
Y también le he dado información sobre este tema y hemos intercambiado con él esa información, se la hemos entregado.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Vasquez Laura.
I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't hear that.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Vasquez Laura.
Oh, y también fue un placer conocerlo, el señor Vázquez.
Okay. All right, thank you all. Thank you for helping us out today, Madam Interpreter.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Gracias y gracias a todos.
You open up and
Okay, it's a little after 11 o'clock. Do we have either DeAndre Akins or Stephen Ludick on the line?
So I'm sorry, Your Honor, this will be the only case.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Do the same. All right, Mr. Akins or Mr. Ludick on the line. So I'm going to give them a moment to get on the line. Can we go over the calendar, the 11 o'clock calendar?
Yes,
One moment, Joe.
ma'am, she's not control.
Check it out.
Yeah, Nicole Chan was out on the case before, and she was found not competent.
Okay, who is this with the iPhone?
And the one day, it's all the same people.
You're on mute, sir.
Who's the victim?
Jabria Jones.
Got a daughter?
I don't know who she is. It says she's a roommate. But the thing is, she has another case with this woman.
Yes, sir. What's your name on the iPhone?
Reset it for competency. Just reset it for competency.
Okay, I can't hear you if you're talking. Can you say something else, sir? Ms. Champion, does he not have audio?
It shows that he's connected with the audio. I'm not sure, if he doesn't have his audio turned up on his phone but he can log out and log back in and make sure he connects with audio. iPhone user.
Because we can't hear you if you're on the iPhone. It's been suggested that you log out and log back in and connect to the audio. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, while he tries to connect, we'll go over the 9 o'clock calendar. If you're all ready.
Can you hear me? Position number one.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay, yes. Can you hold on for us for just a moment? What's your name, sir?
Sorry about that.
You fine. What's your name?
My name is Stephen Ludke.
Okay, Mr. Ludke, we'll be right with you.
Thank you.
Position number one was reset for April the 13th for the compliance calendar. Position number two is reset jail jury. Position number three, reset jail jury. Position number 4 and 5 were a plea. Position number 6 and 7 were a plea. Position number 8 was waived, correct?
That's what I have.
Okay. Position number 9 was a plea, and position number 10 was a plea. Position number 11 was null pros. Position number 12 was reset jail jury. Position number 13 was released. Position number 14 was reset, but did we set a date
4-4.
for the regular SAP, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 14 reset April the 4th. Position number 15 reset for April the 4th. Position number 16 through 21 are all reset for April the 13th for the competency calendar. Position number 22 was a plea, and position number 23 was reset for April the 4th. On the add-on, position number 1 was reset for April the 13th competency calendar. Position number 2 through 5 are reset jail jury. Position number 6 was reset further notice, and position number 7 was set aside.
And I believe add-on 1, I believe I heard competency reset to, I don't know what the date was, but it should be 4/6. So it's
No, Mr. Dotis, we had to reset it for April the 13th because the 6 is full.
Okay, I just know that Mr. Tarver's other 4 or 5 positions were reset to competency on 4/6. So I'd imagine we want them all to track together, or mine.
They were all reset for April the 13th, Mr. Dotis. We changed it.
Oh, okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Okay, and so, Mr. Ludick, position number 2 on the bench warrant calendar. What court date did he miss?
It was February 27th.
Okay, hold on, sir. Let Ms. McLeod speak for you. I believe that you had an opportunity to speak with
We
him.
did speak, Your Honor.
Okay.
My client missed the court date because he did not receive the notice in a timely manner, so he was unable to attend. And he did contact retrial afterwards concerning the fact that he had missed, Your Honor.
Okay. Did he get the notice?
He did eventually. I think he got it on the day of the he received it in the mail on the day of the hearing. That's
Mr.
my
Staff?
understanding. You're muted.
I'm sorry, thank you.
You're still
You're
muted.
muted.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, you all. But the state's position is not to remove the bench warrant considering what happened in this case, Your Honor, and that he missed the court date. I'm looking for the address in Odyssey right now, but yes, we're not inclined to remove it.
Okay. But what happened? You said
Yeah.
considering what happened. I'm
Yeah,
not
so on that day on May 23rd, 2022, the location is 2790 Collier Drive, and officers were in response to a dispute between.
No. You don't have to get into.
Are you
the
talking
fact.
about the facts in the warrant?
Yes, I'm talking about the facts.
I'm aware of those.
Okay.
So he missed one date. It is this court's practice that I'll set the bench warrant aside on one occasion. If you miss court again, sir, the bench warrant will not be set aside the next time, okay?
Your Honor, can I chime in for a second? We typically have a form that's filled out and brought to the clerk's office with an up-to-date address. I don't see that in Odyssey. Can we confirm the address that the defendant is staying at?
Okay. And what
It's
is your
the Collier
address?
Avenue address, correct, Mr. Lowski?
No, it's the same one, 2790 Collier Drive.
Right, the Collier Drive, yes.
Okay, one second.
That's where I reside.
Okay, if I could just have 1 second, Your Honor. Okay, well, that form has not been uploaded to Odyssey, so I don't know if Ms. McLeod can fill it out, but his address or something needs to be updated.
I can file an address. I can file into Odyssey's address. I'd be happy a notice of his address.
It's in there.
Okay, Mr. Jordan is saying that his address is in the system.
Okay,
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So don't miss another court date, sir. Otherwise, it won't be set aside the next time. Okay, have a good day. Let's see, is Mr. DeAndre Akins on the line? Is this your case, Mr. McCain?
Your Honor, Mr. Aiken, I believe, was able to understand what court date we have. Is he at 229 or which position?
We're on position number 1 on the DV bench warrant calendar.
Right, and my impression was he knew how to appear today, so is he on?
No, I've sounded for him a number of times and it does not appear that I don't know whose phone number that is at 3260. But whoever that is if that's him, he has not responded.
Right, I'll try the phone number I've got for him, Your Honor, and that's the best we can do.
Okay, well, it's 11:12 now. We have not heard from him, so if you want to put him back on another, it won't be withdrawn until he is until he appears.
Right, that would be our preference. If I can't reach him, that would be our preference to have him on as soon as possible.
So, I mean, it's 11:12 now. So if you want to put him back on for the next Tuesday, you can do that.
We'll try again, Your Honor, until next Tuesday. Fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. I think that completes the 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock calendars. We've gone over them. If nothing further, you all have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. McLeod.